Good morning, warriors. How we doing today? This is April 18th, 2022. And I apologize for not getting any videos done the last 3 or 4 days. We had Good Friday and then Holy Saturday and then Easter Sunday. And we just got caught up with a lot of things. So I apologize. But I want to give out a lot of shout outs first to people making some nice comments. A shout out to Limitless Vision. Thank you for those comments. Alvin or Alv1N. Thank you, Alvin. I appreciate your comments. Spiritful Healing. Thank you so much for your comments. Rise Fifield. Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys kind of making positive comments, and I'm hoping the station helps you guys. Now, we have several questions that I want to get to, and I'll probably do several videos. I'll try to do a few today if I can, and then try to catch up during the week. I am off for a spring vacation for one of my places that I work with, so I have some time in the afternoon to actually do some of this, so I may catch up with doing it. So once the few comments that we have Yew Tree made a good comment. I'm going to focus on this one. It says, a man in his action is always in action. And I think that's kind of the physics nature of things too. A object that moves is always be moving. And we'll talk about that a little bit. LZ had a good question on dopamine reset. I'll have to look more into that because honestly, I've heard the term, but I don't know that much about that. So I'll look into that more and we'll probably do one on the next video. And Roman Reigns, and I follow wrestling a lot with WWE and all these. So thank you, Roman, for making a question about anxiety. So we'll kind of get to that one, social anxiety. And then Lola Brini made a nice comment. So thank you, Lola. I appreciate it, especially with the young ladies who are making comments. She had a great comment, and I'll talk about that one a little bit too. But I just got that one last night, so I may get to that during the week sometime. So let's kind of talk about Yew Tree's comment a little bit. And he's talking about action. A man in action is always in action. So with the action, this is a very interesting one. And I think he makes a lot of very positive points here in this comment. We talked about this before when it comes to why you're on your journey. The reason you're on your journey is try to continue to do things in our society that's going to help mankind. It's going to help our society get better and grow better and do more things. And so the key is going to always be, how can you do that? And how do you do that to become the best person you are so that you're helping others be the best people they can be as well? And this is kind of the key. And I think one of the reasons why the Lord wanted us to work with people, to love one another, to kind of get things done, and to kind of live a life that is following the 10 Commandments and following these things so that we would be fruitful and prosperous in the Lord and all the things that grow out of that. But one of the things that's important to do is have some level of self-control and discipline and make some sacrifices. And I think one of those things is this retention. Now, we think it's a sacrifice only because we've seen so many people struggling, with this idea that we've been brainwashed into the idea that we have to go out and have sex all the time. We have to go out and have multiple partners and all these type of things. When in fact, this is a very precious type of gift that we have been given, and that we can't just go ahead and waste this gift on anything we want to do. If you're going to have children, that's one thing. But if you're going to go ahead and just do it for the sake of just letting it go, then you're really kind of depleting yourself. So if you're a person in action, you're being motivated. Your energy is motivating you to do something. And there's times we all kind of feel tired, and there's times we feel like we're lazy and those type of things. But it's really the energy, the amount of energy that pushes us forward. And that's kind of the key to think about, is that we're being pushed forward to do things by the energy we do. And so if you're always in action, if you're doing something, you're bound to kind of keep that energy flowing. And once again, the key to a lot of the retention is not so much of retaining, which is that's the first part. Discipline is not to go ahead and watch those types of pictures. And it's not that go ahead and have as many of those type of thoughts that you get excited and things like that, and you get to the point where you can't control it. That's not those type of things that becomes a secondary thing. It's being able to transmute that energy into action. And so your action is going to come from the fact that you're going to have goals, you're going to go do things that are going to use your energy. And I don't care if you're going ahead and planting seeds in the yard for springtime. I don't care if you're going to fix your car. I don't care. You're doing something with this energy. You're not just sitting in front of the TV set, watching videos and just kind of losing your energy. You're doing constructive types of things that will eventually pay off. Now, will they pay off in money? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. But what they do is they give you more ideas and they give you energy, and you're transmuting that energy into something that is a lot more positive. And those are the types of things that you really kind of want to look at to kind of see, okay, this is the key for me to be able to use my energy in a positive way. And, as I said, as I get older, I have to kind of be careful, make sure I get enough sleep, make sure that I'm focusing on things I want to focus on, and making sure I'm using this energy in a positive manner. And I think that's kind of key. But you always have to be in action. And one of the things that reminded me of is, once again, I go back, I know I've said this a few times, but I go back to that show that I watched my kids, Willy Wonka and a Chocolate Factory. And there's a scene in that show in which the parents have been sitting in the bed for 7 or 8 years. And now they cannot move because of atrophy. And so as a result of that, they are basically bedridden, and the longer they stay bedridden, the harder it is, not only mentally, but physically, is to move. And they literally cannot move. So what happens? Well, as you get older, you have to understand that you're building your muscles no matter what ages. I see people working out who are 90 years old, with weightlifting, different things like that. And they realize that a muscle has to be in use. A muscle in disuse is going to fade away. You have to continue using your muscles doing things. And that means moving around. That means getting things done, working out. That means doing all those type of things to keep yourself going. To keep yourself at the point where you can actually kind of get things done, but also build yourself up. I think what I've noticed even at my age is that I get definition in my muscles even at my age. And that's only because I'm trying to work out, trying to do things, and trying to keep going, even though I'm going to approach 61 years old pretty soon. That's because I realize the importance of this vital set of nutrients and things inside of you. And if you keep going with that, you're going to become stronger and stronger. And who knows how long you live? Only God knows that. But you can do the best you can to focus on building yourself up and using all your muscles and using your brains, and not just saying, okay, I'm going to give up. And obviously that means, getting away from all the things that can hurt you. I'm in discussions again over the weekend with friends and family about drugs and all this other kind of stuff that we do, and alcohol, and it just lowers your ability, and you're just fighting yourself. And my friends, this is what it comes down to. I think there's a lot of wisdom in Yew Tree's, and I appreciate Yew Tree making a comment, but the point being is that there's a lot of wisdom in what he's saying. A man has to continue being in action. And I think the key is that if you're not in action and you're letting these things stop you or kind of sabotaging you, what you're doing is fighting a battle with yourself. And the fight is really between you and, the evil one inside of you. Are you going to go out and do these type of things, or are you going to just kind of stay sitting and not doing anything? That's going to be the kind of key to the situation. And I think that's where a lot of us deal with a day-to-day basis. Not other people. We can deal with other people. But can we deal with ourselves and actually make the right choices for ourselves? So, again, shout out to Yew Tree. Thank you for the great comment. I'll focus on another one. I'm going to probably look at LZ's comment and maybe do one later today, or I'll do one tomorrow. Until next time, guys, have a great day and battle on.